All right, guys, this is your homework for tonight. Some of you started this in class, and you need to finish it. I'm just going to go over a couple just to make sure to kind of recap, remind you of what we did today. We did the slide, divide, bottoms out notes. So on the first set here, 1 through 9, there are no GCFs. We start off, let me get my font right, with seeing that there is, let me fix this. You can see that there is a coefficient. We're going to circle that coefficient and slide it and multiply to the last term. So on number 2 here, we do 3 times 2. That gives us 6. And that is our number. That would be our number at the top of our X puzzle. The bottom number is still going to be the middle term. So here our middle term is the 5n, so we just put 5. So we are looking for factors of 6 with a sum of 5. That would be 3 and 2. 3 times 2 is 6. 3 plus 2 is 5. So when we write out, just like we did before, with just a basic trinomial with no coefficient, we're going to say n plus 3 and n, not m, n plus 3 and n plus 2. Now our new step is divide. Since we have a coefficient here, we're going to divide each term by that 3. Okay, we simplify this, we reduce it if it's possible. I can reduce 3 over 3 to 1, but if it's not possible to reduce it, that's when we do bottoms up. Okay, so this actually becomes n plus 1 and then 3n plus 2. We're trying to get it into factor form. So watch your signs. I guess a good example would probably be like on number 6 here. If I look, I have a coefficient of 9. I'm going to slide and multiply. This gives me a negative 72. I'm going to make my x with that negative 72 at the top. And then I'm going to put the middle term, which is a positive 6, at the bottom. There's some clues here to help me understand. Because I see this top product is a negative 72, then my factors have to be one's negative and one's positive. Then, because there's different signs, I'm going to find the difference between those numbers. Now, 72 is maybe not a common one because there's a lot of factors for 72. I know you're trying to think of the basic ones like 9 and 8, maybe 2 times 36. But actually, if you do 6 and 12, that gives you 72. Because my 6 is positive, the bigger number, which is 12, has to be positive, and the smaller number, 6, has to be negative. So 6 times 12 gives me 72, and this negative 6 plus 12 gives me plus 6. So now I can do p minus 6 and p plus 12. And now, since we had a coefficient, I circled this 9. We're dividing both factors by 9. And in this one, it will reduce. We can reduce both of those fractions. When you reduce this, this becomes p minus 2/3 and p plus 4/3. Well, both fractions here are going to be bottom number up in front of the p. So our factor form is 3p minus 2 and 3p, not the 4, bottom up. Oh, come on. There it goes. Bottom 3 goes up, so 3p plus 4. And there's your factor form. So just kind of make sure you pay attention to your signs, and then don't forget to divide by your coefficient, your number that you circle. So I circle, oops, I meant to do that red. I circle on 8, 3. I multiply it to this negative 16. That's a negative 48. Negative 48 is the top of my puzzle. and then a positive 2 would be at the bottom of my puzzle. Because I have a negative 48, I know my signs are going to be negative and positive. So I'm trying to get factors of 48 whose difference, like take the difference of those factors, the difference of those signs, that would end up giving me a positive 2 here. So you can use your factor sheet to help you on that, or you can list out your factors. But basically, I know 8 times 6 gets 48, and the difference between x and 6 is 2. So that means since I have a positive 2 here, the 8, the bigger number, has to be positive, and the 6 has to be negative. So when I write my factors here, I'm going to have c minus 6 and c plus 8. But because I had this circle 3, I'm dividing by 3. Now I can simplify this. This would end up being c minus 2, bottoms up, 3c plus 8. There's your factor form. Now, on your last set here, the 10 through 15, it tells you to look for GCF. All right, so you do need to check each term. We have an 8, a 2, a 10. The GCF here would be 2. Okay, the 2 is going to be outside the parentheses. Then we simplify each term. 8x squared divided by 2 leaves me with 4x squared minus x minus 5. And now you focus on your trinomial, what's inside the parentheses, and that coefficient of 4 gets multiplied to this minus 5. So I have a negative 20 on the top of my puzzle and a negative 1 at the bottom of my puzzle. And that has to be a negative and a positive factors. This would be a negative 5 times 4. Keep the 2 outside the parentheses. X minus 5, x plus 4. But don't forget to divide by the coefficient. What we circled was 4. So our final answer here, this will be bottoms up, 4x minus 5, 2 parentheses 4x minus 5. This can reduce to 1, so that's be x plus 1. So find a GCF between them first, and then what's remaining, you slide and multiply. Okay, so like on here, our GCF between 6, 3, 9, and 27 would be 3. They all have 3 in common. So 3 would be on the outside. We have 2a squared. 2a squared plus 3a, the minus 9. And then your coefficient of the quadratic trinomial is a 2, and you're going to slide and multiply with that negative 9. So we're looking for factors of negative 8 with the sum of 3. The minute I see the factors or the product is a negative, then I automatically know one has to be negative, one has to be positive. So you might have to check each coefficient. And then usually the smallest one is your clue. So my smallest one on number 12 is 4. And I just have to say, does 4 go into 60? Can I divide 4 into 60? Yeah, I know 4 goes in 8. So the GCF here would be 4. So that might help you to look at your smallest one and see if it works into the other two. If not, find one of the factors of the smallest one and see if it works. All right. So hopefully this will help you. We're going to check this tomorrow in class. Thanks for getting this done. I really appreciate it.